Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Monday, August 19th. I always have to look. I've got my desk calendar right here. That's one of the beauties and joys of working from home for yourself. Everything, every day is just great, right? I don't know. Is it Monday? Is it Friday? What is it? Um, so I would love for you guys to share in the comments. I don't know if you remember, if you were on last week, we talked about doing something that made you a little uncomfortable, whether it's talking in your stories to your audience or going live. Um, I think, just really expanding how we share and reach out. It feels uncomfortable. I went ahead and went live this morning on my Facebook page to give you guys an example of how easy it is. I know a lot of people are like, I don't like going live, or I don't know what to say or talk about. Every single day, I make my protein shake and I make my Slim Active Hydrate. It might not seem, like a big deal, and I do it every day, so I do it without thinking. So this morning, after my walk, I got my phone and propped it up, not with a very flattering angle, but it is what it is. And I just made my shake and made my drinks um, in front of the camera. And it's just one of those things where I think a lot of times we're like, well, somebody's not interested in that, or somebody might, it's boring. But people want to know what you do, and people want to see. So I did a selfie yesterday, drinking my protein coffee on the way to church, and everybody wanted to know, what kind of milk do I use? What kind of protein do I use? What's my recipe for? And I was like, that is so interesting. I've been drinking this every single day for 10 years. And people are still interested and still don't realize that you can make the best protein coffee shake. This has 60 grams of protein in it this morning for one of my meals. So I just went ahead and went live. So if you guys, after this power hour, if you guys want to go watch, it was super casual, just, super easy. This is what I do. This is why I do it. And then I'll kind of fill up the comments with, information if somebody, but it's a good way to see who's watching and what are they interested in. It's also a great way to add value to people. So be thinking about that. Is there something that you can share that would give somebody a tip or an idea? I've had a lot of people say, I don't want to do the reset because I don't have 3 days that I'm going to be home. I'm like, well, I don't have 3 days that I'm ever just sitting at home. You make your shake and you take it with you. You throw your smart snack in your purse. You mix all of this. Like, if I have some place to go, I'm always walking out the door like this. Like, I'm going to go prepared, and I'm going to go with my stuff with me. So letting people know you don't have to stop your life, and that these are healthy habits and simple things that you can add to your life without it being something that's a huge change. So that is your little tip for that. But I wanted to read this to you really quick. Would you like the success formula? Who doesn't want of course, this is my Monday morning devotional. It's quite simple. The formula for success: double your rate of failure. That's it. You're thinking of failure as the enemy, but it's actually what you need. So you're thinking of failure as the enemy of success, but it isn't at all. You can be discouraged by failure, or you can learn from it, right? So go ahead and make mistakes, make all that you can, and remember that that is where you will find success, on the other side of failure. And that's one of those things. I read the book, so that's pretty much a summary for the entire book, that's called Go for No. And I think a lot of times, you guys know I'm a visual learner. A lot of times we think about, okay, I'm on my journey and then I hit a brick wall of whatever it is, whether it's a rank up that I haven't been able to achieve, or you just feel stuck. So you're banging against that brick wall of what you think is failure. And more often than not, people hit that brick wall and they turn around and go back the other way. Or they quit and start someplace else, and then they start that new journey, and then they're going to come to the same brick wall. There's always going to be a brick wall of something, a skill that you need to learn, just practicing, failing forward. But I want you guys to think about, how can I go over the wall, around the wall, or through the wall? Because it's on the other side of that brick wall that you will find success. So he says, your formula for success is doubling your failure. And I think one of those things is, a lot of times we want to show up and we want to look the part or act the part or make sure that we have everything lined up. And I spent years, I would not go live or talk in my stories unless I had washed my hair, done my hair, and put a full face of makeup on. Like, I was terrified to just put any face forward. I wanted everybody to think that I had it together all the time. Well, what did that do? That prevented me from going live as often as I wanted to, because let's be real. As a stay-at-home mom of 3 boys, there were not many days that I was washing my hair and doing my full face of makeup, right? And so I had to get over the fact that I had to be perfect and presentable, in my own opinion, before I would be quote unquote camera ready. Now, as you can see this morning on my Facebook Live, I walked in the door, I had just gone on my walk, I had my baseball hat on, I had zero makeup on, still had my AirPods in, and I pressed live without even thinking about it. That is a journey. That is showing up and being okay with failing forward and saying, you know what, I'm going to press live and I really don't know what I'm going to say or do, but no, it's good to have some kind of plan, like I knew. But it's one of those things where if I'm making my shake, I don't have to come up with exact content where I'm, sharing a presentation. I just show the people what I'm putting in my shake, and there's your content. I keep hearing something and I'm home alone, which is a little bit interesting to me. Stay tuned. And I don't have the dryer going either. Hold on, hold that thought. So super weird. Okay, it's all good. So anyway, I want you just to remember, you don't have to be perfect before you make the post, go live, get in your stories, do all the things. It's actually better if you're not. But next thing, I'm going to share the summary of that chapter. The wisest investment that you can make is to invest in your own continuous learning and development. So there's nothing wrong with learning how to talk to people. There's nothing wrong with honing your skills and learning those things so that when you do show up, you feel like you're prepared. But here's what I want you guys to hear, which is something that I really need this reminder. Learning by studying and learning by doing are 2 totally different things, okay? Book smarts and street smarts. You have to have both of those things with your engine of learning to be able to be successful. And I want you guys to hear me on this. It's great to read books. It's great to sign up for courses. It's great to do coaching. All of that is amazing. But if you don't ever close the book and turn off the podcast and actually apply what you are learning and do the reach outs and fail forward with messaging and all of the things, it's not going to matter. That's where I always go back to Jim Rohn and his audio from a gazillion years ago about building your network marketing business. He just said there is a law of averages. And if you keep showing up and keep increasing your numbers, by default, you will get better because you will learn what works and what doesn't work by actually doing it. He has this whole thing where he says, okay, if I talk to 10 people, I talk to 10 and 0 people say, yes, I'd like to take a look. Talk to 10, get 0. Talk to 10, get 0. Well, guess what? Eventually you're going to talk to 10 and then one's going to say, yes, I'd like to take a look. Talk to 10, get 1. Talk to 10, get 1. Talk to 10. Oh my gosh, now 2 people said yes. Why is that? Because if I keep talking to 10 people a day, I am going to fail forward and figure out what works, what doesn't. Oh my gosh, I'm talking too much. Oh, I didn't ask enough questions. Oh, I gave them too much information. You're going to start realizing in that failing forward and doubling your rate of failure, you will increase the law of averages with how many people will say, yes, I'd like to take a look at what you have to offer. That is something that's very, very encouraging to me. And like I said before, if you go back and look at my YouTube from 14, 13, 12 years ago, it's awful. It is terrible. And I just kept showing up telling people, hey, we are going to figure this thing out together. We are going to fail forward together. And I'm just going to keep showing up messy until I, can get better. So I hope that's a little bit of an encouragement to you guys. And for those of you just jumping on, last week we had talked about homework of either talking in your stories or going live or doing something a little bit scary. So if you did that, or if you feel like that's something that you're still scared to tackle, I would love for you to put in the chat. And then I want you guys to celebrate. So we're in mid-month. We have 2 full weeks to go with August. If you want to share a shout out, or even if you want to unmute and tell us something that you're proud of so far in this month. I just listened to an amazing podcast on my walk that just talked about goals, and it really was, hey, are you putting your action where your mouth is? Are you doing what is required with getting uncomfortable? And the practical part of what is your goal? And do you know what it's going to take to get there? So again, is it a rank up? Is it a monetary amount? Is it helping X number of people go silver? And what action steps are you taking to lead to that? So y'all give a shout out in the comments, and then we are going to take the next. If anybody doesn't have any questions or comments or anything like that, do you guys have any questions or comments? Karen went live for the first time in a very long time. Very good job. Did you pick a topic or did you do something specific, Karen?
Hey, I'll unmute real quick while it's quiet. I had read an article or saw somebody post about boomers and Gen X, I guess. I always get those confused. Running at 45% are going to run out of money during retirement. And I posted about that and about the business opportunity.
Very good. That's wonderful. Are you guys still inviting to the Sunday night opportunity calls? I don't know if your team is using those to plug in, but I am telling you, using that as an opportunity for when you're sharing about the opportunity and then inviting somebody to hear 3 stories. It's the third party validation that we need, and it's a system that's done for us. So you can scroll up in the One Plexus, the Power Hour Messenger chat with all of the details. I've been trying to post the link there every Sunday so that you guys can jump on, but that's just a great way. And that's another way. You know what if I just got really good getting into action, inviting 10 people a week to the Sunday night opportunity call? How do you look with your invites? Are you showing up yourself and getting on them? Going to be a presenter for a Sunday night call. Yay, Jessica, that's wonderful. That's so good. And here's what I love about this. Absolutely failing forward. So first of all, Melissa Eichenhorst is doing a brilliant job with the planning and prep of that. And she actually has a script. She's like, this is what we're doing. We're getting on. It's going to be 15 minutes. We're getting off. She's keeping it super professional. But it's that next level of I'm going to do something scary and sticking to a script, or at least understanding the framework of that and practice that, you guys. I would love for you guys to have the homework of sharing your story in 59 seconds. And I will tell you, it's harder than you think. But what if you did a team challenge where everybody videoed themselves sharing their plexus story? It could be the product story or the opportunity or a combination of both. Can you share your plexus story in 59 seconds? It's one of those things where it's your elevator speech, right? But if you did a team challenge with that, guess what? Then you could do a welcome to Plexus, or what is Plexus, or you could do a messenger event, and you have an entire assortment of team videos where you have all of these videos that are 59 seconds, short and sweet, and it builds belief. And it's also one of those things where you can practice sharing. So when you're in line and somebody sees your shirt and they're like, oh, what is that? You don't have to be like, it's a supplement company, I sell vitamins. It's one of those things where we can be skillful in learning the difference between book smarts and street smarts, right? That being able to answer questions like that. And that whole personal growth and development piece is so encouraging to be able to say, here's a skill, here's how I can practice and fail forward and learn. And then here's how I can get way better at that. So whether it's recruiting, whether it's, just prospecting, whether it's social media, whether it's follow-up, whether it's getting somebody started, those are all skills that can be learned, and we can all learn together and fail forward together in doing those things. Does anybody else have thoughts, questions, comments? Did something scary this week? On track for your goals? Earning the pickleball set? I need to earn one just because both my boys took the ones that we had. They have pickleball at college. I'm telling you, whoever decided pickleball was going to be cool, they are just like, I mean, it's a thing. Okay, so it is Monday. I'm going to stop talking. We are going to stay on for the next 15 minutes. And your job is to make a post, get in your stories, do a live, whatever. 15 minutes, there's plenty of time to be able to do something like that. And then we will jump on with green light encouragements or whatever you need to do as far as just engaging and starting conversations. And let me know if you have any questions in the chat, and I will be back. We will get to work. Okay, friends, really quick as we wrap up, I just wanted to mention kind of the why behind it. So when you're in your stories, when you're going live, people, it increases the know, like, and trust factor. People feel like they are getting to know you, um, which is extremely beneficial. Also, it increases your engagement. So if I have a really good post or something about my kids, I'll get like 250 likes is like a really, really good performing post. So I did this live 55 minutes ago, right before this power hour, just making my shake, and it already has 512 views or plays. So if you just think about that, if I'm walking into an auditorium and I have 512 people sitting in a room that I'm sharing something with, I want you to put that visual in your mind for why am I going to fail forward in learning how to talk in my stories and share valuable Facebook lives and content. Again, I will shout this from the rooftops. We have a free platform with an opportunity to reach an unlimited amount of people with our message. So I just truly believe that social media is something that is worth learning and investing time in. Now, do I do it great? No. Do I have lots to learn? Yes. Does it frustrate me? Absolutely. But all of those things can still be learned. And you don't know who's watching. You don't know who is going to message in a year and say, okay, I've been watching you make that dang shake and that dang slim for a year. I'm ready to order. So that's just kind of your little takeaway nugget for why would I want to learn this skill? It just increases your reach by an amazing amount with that. And it's an encouragement. I know a lot of people who get on who just share something motivational or they'll do a Bible verse for the day or whatever the case might be. And it's just a way for your audience to get to know you. So I hope you guys have an amazing Monday. I hope you get a lot of work done. Rock and roll halfway through. Where are you in your month? Where do you want to be? And what are your goals to finish out this month? And make sure that you're doing those action steps and activities to be able to drive towards that. So I'll chat with you guys later. Thanks so much for jumping on.